Are you too young for full-time RVing? This is a channel about Jill and me, our adventures, our travels, and a whole lot of workamper stuff. If you're a workamper or you're dreaming to become a workamper, you should subscribe and ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new story. You don't want to miss one. Last week I talked about our quest for a new camper. I cooked up some southern food, Turtle was philosophizing, and I talked about a story I'm working on. Now, if you missed last week's story and you'd like to see it, I'll leave a link right up there. This week, we're talking about young full-time RVing. I need a little help in my driving. Horses are not dumb, and I'm going to give you a sneak preview of our new camper. Have you ever been driving to a place, get to the place, and wonder, how did I get here? And you don't even remember the trip? Well, the other day I left the campground going to a friend's house. Should take me about an hour to get there. I know the way, I've been there several times. Not necessarily from this location, but I know the way. So this is where I was going, and this is where I'm starting from. And this was the route that I was supposed to take. I'm supposed to go right up here, go down this way, and then across here, around that loop, and then right there. Well, this is the route I took. I went straight. I went up here, around there, up here, took the toll road, had to pay, over here, and then all the way down here, and finished my route to here. I was driving along, I don't know what I was thinking about. Next thing you know, I realized that I went the wrong way. Well, it was too late. I was too far up the road, so I ended up paying a toll on one of those turnpikes. Ended up taking 2 hours to get over to my friend's house. Later on, I got home and I told Jill I shouldn't be driving by myself. We laughed about it. Our new saying is, what's it going to be like when we're in our 70s? Okay, let's talk a little bit about work camping. Last week, I said I was working on a story about the younger crowd getting into full-time RVing. I was following another conversation in Workamper's Facebook group, and I was inspired by some of the participants of the conversation. The conversation was started by, let's call her S, and her question was, are there any 30-somethings in here living the Workamper lifestyle? She had been considering the Workamper lifestyle for over a year. The only thing holding her back, she said, was her nerves. So she was looking for a little feedback into how others manage the workamper lifestyle in their 30s. There were a lot of good comments, some for and some against, and all of them made pretty good points. Me personally, I wish I'd have started when I first got out of the Army. Yeah, I was about 38 years old. I don't know, but I guess it could be a little scary. I think it's a good conversation, and I think it should be kept going. There's a lot of good articles out there on young full-time RVers, but all you got to do is just Google it, young full-time RVers. So I'm going to highlight some of the conversations and leave some links to articles that I thought were relevant to the discussion. So why is it so attractive to young people to get out there and do that workamper lifestyle or full-time RVing? So let's do a comparison. Traditional work life versus full-time RVing life. The traditional life. You start work at age 15, you work till you're 65. You work 40 plus hours a week. You're stressed about money. You don't have any time to relax. You own a lot of debt, and it's the same old routine every week. And then one day you retire, and hopefully you'll have some stress-free time that you can enjoy life. Full-time RVing life. You work when you need to work. You have less debt, less to take care of, more time to relax and enjoy things, and you can easily move when you don't like where you are. No lawn to mow, no commute to work, no stress, no exhausting repetitive tasks of maintaining a house, which leaves you no time to relax and enjoy life. Sounds pretty good, but two questions come to mind. Number one, Social Security. What do you do when you get too old to work? And number 2, health insurance. What do you do for health insurance? Now I know with health insurance you do have some options. I was just recently watching a video from I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing, and they did a really good video on health insurance and all the options that you might have out there. So if you're looking into health insurance and you'd like to check out their video, I'll leave a link right up there. I had a subscriber message me on Facebook, and she said that her and her husband were in their 30s and they were concerned about just those 2 questions. How are they going to survive without some Social Security, and what they're going to do for health insurance. She said the minimalist in her wanted to live the simple nomadic life, but the pragmatist wonders about all the logistics of the lifestyle. She said for now she just likes watching Workamper videos and dreaming of a simpler life. I think that's the consensus of everyone. So how do you pull it off? So here are 5 participants of the conversation, and I'm not going to read the entire conversation. I'm just going to pull out some of the important parts. I did reach out to each of these participants, and I did not receive any feedback. The first comment's from a young lady. We'll call her Jay. She's in her mid-30s. She's been traveling for a little over a year with her husband and dog. She said it was the best decision they ever made. It is stress-free. There were times that money was tight, but they made it work. And she said at its worst, it was less stifling than their previous life. Second comment, we'll call this young lady J2 because her first name starts with a J and it's the second comment. She says that a lot of older folks say don't do it because of pensions and Social Security. She wished they'd realized that young people just aren't in traditional jobs that give great pensions, and many can save more money in the long run by living this lifestyle. The third comment, we'll call this young lady A, and she says that she will switch between working a year or 2 and then taking a year or 2 off. Now she can't imagine working another soul-sucking, depressing, dumb job for another 20 years before she may get to retire. Then she said F that and pardon her language. The fourth comment, we'll call this young lady K, and she says they started when they were 26, they're now 31. They started off, they bought a small used camper, and they had very little debt. They started out looking for jobs that specifically had wages. They do not know if and when they'll go back to a house and normal jobs. The fifth comment, we'll call this young lady L. She's 26 and her boyfriend's 32, and she says they love their work camper lifestyle. Couldn't be happier and feel so free. It's been some of the hardest struggling times they've ever had. She says everything has been a task. Everything. There's been mishaps, setbacks, and unfortunate events. But even with everything going wrong and costing them money, they are so excited to be on the road and happy with the choices they've made. They would not have it any other way. They say go for it, just be prepared for frustration, but they say it's all worth it. One comment said, make a plan, save a lot of money, and do a lot of research on YouTube. And think long and hard every day about the things that you want from life. Well, that's the conversation, and I still didn't get the answers to my 2 questions, and that's Social Security and health insurance. So, those are 2 biggies, and I believe all of the people that were in the conversation, they were pretty positive about the choices they'd made and the life that they were living, and they were making it work. So they probably got a plan. They just didn't really say that, that in the conversation. Anyway, so that's my spin on, are you too young for full-time RVing? And that's a question you have to answer. Now, if you're interested in reading the conversation on Workamper's Facebook group, I'll leave a link to that conversation right up there. There are many young full-time RVers out on the road living their dream. Here are a few YouTube creators that are out living their dream. And I'll leave all these links down below in the description area. We pass these horses at this Amish farm, and they're always in the corner of this field. So we decided we'd stop one day and check them out. Poor things, the flies are eating them up. Look at all these flies. So I think horses are not dumb. Yes, they are. No, they are not. Okay, please explain. See the two white horses? They face head to tail, so they can swish each other with their tails. That keeps the flies off their faces. That's awesome. Oh, I can't do that. Last week I told you the story about how Jill's tent blew away and got all crapped up, and we went out and started looking for campers, and we purchased a new camper. There it is. Woo! Now all we gotta do is squirt it with water and make it grow. No, that's not it. The selling points. Jill fell in love with this camper because of the bathroom. Bathroom? Oh, the bathroom. This bathroom's the biggest bathroom I've seen like forever. Lots of room and storage too. You could hide a whole body up in that cabinet. This was our moving day. We were able to pull both the campers up side by side and move everything from one to the other. Whew, I worked up a sweat. Probably don't help that I'm drinking coffee. What was I thinking? That's it, everything's in there. Now all we can do is sort it out, figure out where things belong. Then we took our old camper back to the dealership and gave her up, said goodbye, so long. And we're all happy because we got a new camper. Well, that's our story for the week. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, click like down below and smash that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. New stories every week on Wednesday right here on this YouTube channel. And ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new story. You don't want to miss one. Until later, thanks for your time. Bye.